Coming up on UCF Nightly News, find out why UCF PD stopped its investigation of the anti-Semitic stickers found on campus last semester.
Plus, one on-campus group is opening up conversations leading into World Social Justice Day this weekend.
A new power grid lab is now open in the Harris Engineering Center. Find out how the new grid is creating energy around UCF.
In sports, the men's baseball team first game of the season is tonight. Find out how head coach Terry Rooney expects for the Knights to do this season.
Nightly News starts now. Good afternoon and welcome to Nightly News. I'm Daniela Polinar.
And I'm Edward Locke. Today is Friday, February 19th, 2016. A car crash on I-4 killed UCF film student Maximin Barkovich on Wednesday around 5 p.m. The 21-year-old was reportedly rear-ended by a pickup truck and then hit by another vehicle in front of her. Florida Highway Patrol says the crash is currently under investigation and charges are still pending. Our thoughts go out to her family and friends.
This week, the university released an email stating that a case centered around anti-Semitic material on campus became inactive. Here at Nightly News, we talked to UCF PD on the current status of this case.
Anti-Semitic stickers and flyers were posted on several different locations around campus. UCF PD released a surveillance video showing two males who've yet to be identified. Officer Pete Stevens says that until more information is brought forward, the case will remain inactive.
If a student feels that they are being targeted because of their race, creed, color, anything that has to do with sexual orientation or anything like that, they can always take the information, report it to an RA who can call us, or report it yourself through the police department.
Executive Director of Hillel Central Florida, Aaron Weil, says that he's impressed with the way the university has handled this situation.
Students at the University of Central Florida in the whole know that they're living at a safe university. They know that they're at a university that takes any kind of, whether it's anti-Semitism or racism or any kind of attack on a minority group, they take it very seriously.
Weil says that he hopes that the UCF community strives towards mutual acceptance. In Orlando, Joshua Thicklin, UCF Nightly News.
UCF Police urges anyone with information about this case to please call 407-823-5555.
Students who have an outstanding balance for excess credit hours must pay their fees by March 11th. The excess hour fee affects students differently depending on the year you started school and your major. The fee started in fall 2014 and charges students if they go over a percentage of their required credits. Rebecca Morales, the Assistant Director of Advising and Student Services for the Nicholson School of Communication, reminds students the importance of seeing your advisor.
That way they can ensure they're not taking things that they may not even need for their degree program, that they're only taking courses that are absolutely required. They're understanding their pacing, they're understanding how courses are sequenced, and they're not making any missteps.
Morales also advises students to be careful with excessive withdrawals and to have a good and balanced schedule. If students have any questions, they can visit the registrar's office in Milliken Hall.
Tomorrow is World Day of Social Justice. Leading into it, on-campus resources open up the conversation surrounding mental health in minority communities. One student says her story with mental illness can help other students in similar situations. Reporter Jordan E. Morgan tells us more.
Tanisha Breidenbach likes to play the keyboard before going to sleep to relieve stress. But last semester, family issues got in the way and she started playing less often.
All those different things happened at the same time. It made me super sad, which made me depressed.
After gaining 60 pounds and dropping her classes, she was diagnosed with severe depression and anxiety. Another obstacle she struggled with even more was what she found in her upbringing.
Growing up Black, people just, you're raised to be strong because you already have enough problems going on with like the community around you or with like everything else around you that you don't need your own individual problems to add to it.
Research from the National Alliance on Mental Illness, also known as NAMI, shows minority communities are less likely to receive treatment, have higher levels of stigma, and more. Director of Education for NAMI in Orlando, Donna Helsel, says the stigma that Breidenbach feels is part of a larger issue.
Minorities are in society just stigmatized and discriminated against. And so because this is one more topic that carries shame and stigma with it, it makes them feel that way.
Earlier this week, the Multicultural Student Center shed light on the stigma surrounding mental illness in minority communities. Those attending the We Wear the Mask event highlighted the same stereotype Breidenbach mentioned. She hopes people like her find an outlet to overcome the stigma.
Then if you are going through it, just like talk to someone or find something to keep you moving, because like there's always like a light at the end of the tunnel.
A light she finds through her music. In Orlando, Jordan E. Morgan, UCF Nightly News.
For more information about the We Wear the Mask event, visit our website at nsm.today.
This week, you may have noticed another traffic change on campus. The south entrance of Parking Garage C closed for construction Monday. The $9 million construction project to the east side of the garage began in November to add 600 new spaces. Drivers entering Garage C now have to use the same entrance as C and D parking lots, according to a UCF school-wide email from UCF PD. There's also a new exit cut into the south wall of the garage, and detour signs are set up to let drivers know of the changes. The project is expected to end in July.
Students walking in and out of the Mathematical Science Building won't be the only ones in motion starting this week. This is the Foucault Pendulum, and it's been part of the building since October 1970. Unfortunately, the pendulum broke down in the 1990s, and it has stayed that way since, until this past week. For the first time in more than 20 years, it's back swinging, all thanks to a single alumna. A $25,000 endowment was created and paid for the renovations. Students like David Wecca are thankful for such a contribution and are now able to enjoy its calming flow.
I like to come in between classes, sometimes even if I don't have the class here in the math building. And it's just kind of a nice thing. It swings back and forth. And it helps me focus a little bit, maybe calm down a little, think about life, my classes, and other things that are going on, and just kind of take a step back.
Endowment will help pay for the upkeep of the pendulum so that future students will also be able to admire it for years to come.
And now let's head outside to Rachel White for a quick look at the current weather conditions. Rachel, how's it looking out there?
Hey guys, it's looking pretty good out here right now. A pretty nice Friday afternoon, a little breezy, but let's go ahead and take a look at those current conditions. Right now we have 71 degrees, about 68% humidity, not too bad, and that wind is coming 13 miles an hour out of the east. It is causing a little bit of trouble with some hair out here, but other than that, it's looking like a beautiful Friday afternoon. Later on in the show, I will have some more information for you about this weekend and into next week as far as weather. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Rachel. After the break, we'll tell you what makes UCF's theater play so unique.
Plus, the Center for Entrepreneurial Leadership is hosting informational sessions for students with business ideas. Find out how students can enter a competition that could lead them to success in the future. We'll be right back.
Here at UCF, engineering students now have another chance to get some hands-on experience in their field. Reporter Connor Engelhardt shows us how students will soon have the power to work with power grids.
Buzz here in the Harris Engineering Center. The Smart Power Grid Lab now has equipment so students can study real power grids instead of simulated grids. Amir Golshani, a PhD student at UCF, can now use new resources on campus to learn more about power.
It helps you to get better sense of what's going on in the grid.
Golshani works in the lab so he can learn to solve problems with the nation's power grid. That's also the goal of the group, Foundations for Engineering Education for Distributed Energy Resources, or FEEDER, so students can learn about new energy sources. Students can now use the campus power plant and sources like these solar panels powering Garage B and applying them on a national scale. Ziwa Chu, chair and professor of the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering, says students should learn how to integrate renewable energy to old systems.
And this is the motivation behind establishing a lab that has a variety of tools in it so that students can learn and understand what are the technical issues and how do we solve these technical issues.
Golshani also thinks students need to be thinking about energy for the future.
I hope we can use more renewable sources instead of the burning the coal-fired plant, all those kind of things, yeah.
Now Knights have the power to learn more about energy. In Orlando, Connor Engelhardt, UCF Nightly News.
Chu says that engineering department plans to get more equipment for classes in the fall. They will also collaborate with other schools that are a part of FEEDER.
Some students are getting ready to pitch their ideas for a chance to win thousands of dollars to start their own businesses. The deadline for an annual entrepreneurship contest is less than 2 weeks away. Reporter Victoria Pasillo spoke to students to find out how winning the contest impacted her life and how it could do the same for you too.
This entire thing in 9 minutes.
On a normal day, you can find Alexandra Grammaticus at a warehouse near the airport.
We make button covers. So by taking our cover and sliding it over your garment's existing button, you can alter your apparel into custom gear.
Grammaticus is a former UCF grad student who started her business Alter after winning the Joust New Venture competition in 2012.
We started with an idea, but then the Joust competition is really what kind of kick-started us and gave me the courage I needed to get it going.
On April 15th, 4 student groups will present their ideas to a panel of judges and a live audience. The judges will split over $70,000 in cash and business services among the finalists. Director of the Center for Entrepreneurial Leadership, Cameron Ford, says anyone who may want to start a business in the future can benefit from the competition.
One of the good things about participating is it's one of those things with you have deadlines and it forces you to kind of think through some stuff that you otherwise may not take the time to think through.
Grammaticus agrees that there are many possible benefits to entering.
It gives you the opportunity to kind of vet your idea, so even if you don't make it or you're not the winner, that doesn't mean that it's not worthwhile.
She encourages students to seal the deal and apply today. In Orlando, Victoria Pasillo, UCF Nightly News.
For this year's contest, students must turn in their applications by 8 a.m. on March 1st. There are also 2 informational sessions for students next Tuesday and Thursday at noon in the Business Administration Building, room 135.
Students may want to go see Theater UCF's latest play. Last night was the opening of the production Reeling. This play highlights the silent era, a time when dialogue was not used in the film or on the stage. Theater UCF students took on this new experience, and the cast, well, they aren't the only ones who can expect something different. The stage and seating are flipped in order to allow for the large cast of 24. Actor Blaine Edwards explains how the play is different than ones he's performed in before.
The biggest challenges, besides the always trying to remember to keep yourself and others safe around you as you're doing all these flips and tumbles and rolls and falls, is being able to communicate your character but without the use of words, telling that story.
The production runs until February 28th. Tickets are $10 for UCF students. You can visit the UCF School of Performing Arts website for more information.
4 teams of student filmmakers will have the opportunity to head to Hollywood for the CMF Grand Finale.
Campus Moviefest is the world's largest student film festival. Last night marked the film competition's 16th year here at UCF. Participants and audience members made their way down a red carpet to enjoy the event inside the Pegasus Ballroom. Some audience members say events like these make them proud to be Knights.
It's great because students are multifaceted and they have a plethora of talents and events, and so when UCF puts on these things, that helps them showcase their art or their movies or their films. It really helps them become better at their craft.
The lights were dimmed and the top 16 movies from a pool of about 120 made it to the big screen. The 4 highest scoring movies were announced at the end of the night.
Winners included Prison Please, Joyride, The Curious Case of Jeff Jefferson, and Life, Inc.
We wish them the very best of luck in Hollywood.
Coming up after the break, Rachel White will have your weekend weather forecast.
Plus, in our social media report, we'll tell you how one student's random act of kindness went viral. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to UCF Nightly News. Reporter Holly Stover joins us in the studio now for a social media update.
Thanks, guys. A video from UCF is going viral right now. A student surprised his favorite bus driver with a gift, and we caught it all on camera.
Maurice, you deserve all of this and more. Happy birthday, Plaza. Oh, that's so nice. What? No!
In just a few days, Joshua collected over $400 with the help of his neighbors.
It's not just me. I put this on Facebook.
No!
And there was over 376 people that came together for you.
Do they ride my bus?
Which was enough to treat Maurice to a couple of gift cards and a birthday dinner.
Such a sweet person, and he's like everyone's favorite bus driver.
A number of students admire Maurice for his positivity, and his kindness doesn't go unnoticed by the students who ride Route 14.
He deserves everything and even more in life. He's one of the sweet people.
The overwhelming support did surprise Joshua, but he's just happy that everyone pitched in to show a friend just how much he is appreciated.
Maurice makes everyone smile, so just to get that man smiling, even though he already is, that's all I want. So.
Thank you guys, and I appreciate it. You guys are the greatest. You're awesome.
The original video was posted by Gicker on Tuesday, and it's already been shared all over Facebook and Twitter. And as of this morning, it's had over 50,000 views. Well, that's all we have in social media updates. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Holly. Let's head back outside to Rachel White to see how the weather looks for this upcoming weekend.
Fingers crossed we're in for some good weather. Rachel?
Thanks, Ed and Victoria. Yeah, we're going to get to the weekend, but first let's take a look at that national weather map. Up in the northeast, possibly some freezing rain and some snow coming that way, as well as in Nevada and Idaho. In the Midwest, we're going to see some thunderstorms and rain today. Now we're going to take a look at those current conditions. Once again, a nice 71 out here, a little breezy, 13 miles an hour, but 68% humidity is not too bad, and a 0% chance of rain, so not much more you can ask for on a Friday afternoon. Taking a look around the state, Orlando 71, Tampa right with us at 71 degrees as well. Up in Tallahassee, we have 68, Jacksonville 66 degrees, and Miami is a nice 73. So it looks like the Sunshine State has earned its name for today, as we're not going to be seeing much rain also in any of those places. As you can see, it's a 0% chance in those 5 cities. Now taking a look at our 5-day forecast, Saturday and Sunday are going to be some of the nicer days we've had in a while. Saturday is a high of 78 with a low of 55 and no rain in the forecast. On Sunday, no rain once again, as we're going to hit 79 and only drop to 59. As we head into next week, Monday will be nice as well. 79 degrees as a high, only 63 for a low, with a 20% chance of rain, so you may or may not need that umbrella. On Tuesday, the rain chance is going to go up to 40%, but we're going to see some highs, 80 degrees and 61 as the low, so very nice for the weather. And for Wednesday, definitely grab that umbrella and a jacket with a 50% chance of rain and slightly lower temperatures, 72 for a high and 50 for a low. That's all the time we have for weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Rachel. After the break, Troy Kless will tell you about some history being made on Sunday at the Daytona 500.
Plus, softball season is underway and the Knights are facing some tough competition. Find out how the team is doing so far and what we can expect down the road.
Hey Knights, I'm Troy Kless here with your nightly news sports update. To start off, we're going to take a drive over to the Daytona International Speedway, where this Sunday will be the 58th running of the Daytona 500, and history will be made on the track. Last Sunday, Chase Elliott became the youngest driver to win the pole position at 20 years old. This was his first Daytona 500. He'll be racing the number 24 car, the one made famous by four-time Sprint Cup champion Jeff Gordon. The race will start at 1 p.m. And here in Orlando, the UCF baseball team starts its season tonight. The Knights look to bounce back after finishing last season with a 31-27 record. Nightly News caught up with the team to find out what to expect this season. Here at J. Bergman Field, the Knights are back on the diamond. The team has 15 new players this season, and head coach Terry Rooney says the new additions will get their opportunities on the field.
Whether you're coming from high school to a 4-year, or you're coming from junior college to a 4-year, it is a difference, it is a change, but these guys, everybody, even the returning players, done a terrific job.
Two of those returning players are Matt Diorio and Logan Heiser. They are the only returning offensive starters. Last season, Diorio batted .308 with 29 RBIs and 5 home runs. He says Coach Rooney wants him and the other returning players to step up and become the leaders in the dugout.
He kind of left it up to us to kind of lead these new guys and kind of teach them the foundation and kind of what we're about here at UCF.
Coach Rooney says he will need the experienced players like Diorio and Heiser to step up at the plate.
Both of them are middle of the lineup bats, and I've got as much confidence in those two guys offensively as anybody in our team.
The team was ranked as high as 6th in the nation last year, but lost 23 out of the last 35 games. Coach Rooney says the team needs to focus on one game at a time.
We need to finish. We need to finish games, we need to finish series, and we need to finish the season on a stronger note.
Coach Rooney says the goal is to win the conference and make the NCAA tournament. Starting pitcher tonight at home versus Siena at 6:30. Tonight's game will be the first of a 3-game series between the Knights and the Saints, looking to get into full swing. And that's all the time we have for sports. Let's send it back to Danielle and Edward at the desk.
Thanks, Troy. That's all our time for right now. Thanks for joining us.
And if you've got a story idea you want to tell us about, let us know. We'll leave you with the sounds of the all-male a cappella group, the Crescendudes.
I